It was the moment she called me pathetic in front of everyone that I realized something inside me had snapped. Quietly, but permanently. It was a Friday night. We were sitting at Carrabba's in Lexington, Kentucky, at a large round table near the window. The lighting was dim, the place crowded. Laughter echoed from other tables, but ours was tense. Cold, not the kind you feel on your skin, but the kind that settles in your chest. I sat between two couples, people I barely knew, my wife's friends, and for the first time in my life, I felt like a complete outsider in my own marriage. My name is Ethan Wallace. I'm 37, a warehouse supervisor for a packaging company outside town. I've worked there for 11 years. I'm not flashy, but I pay my bills. I wake up at 5 every morning, drive 30 minutes to work, drink burnt vending machine coffee, and keep the trucks moving. I'm not a boss in title, but I make sure things don't fall apart. I come home sore, but always with groceries, always bringing something back. That night, I wore my best jeans, the dark ones, and a new flannel Emily had once said she liked. But the second I got in the car, she rolled her eyes. "You really wore that shirt? You look like you're going camping." I laughed awkwardly and said, "It's clean and new." "So's a damn lab coat," she muttered, scrolling through Instagram. "Doesn't mean you should wear it to dinner." That was warning shot number 1. I let it slide. At Carrabba's, I tried to stay upbeat. I opened her car door. She didn't thank me. I complimented her hair, which I genuinely loved. She dyed it a deep brown with red tones that made her eyes pop. She just said, "It's not for you." Inside, we met Melissa and Jake, her high school friend and her new boyfriend, along with Janelle, who brought a guy named Bradley. Emily was clearly trying to impress. Everyone ordered wine. I got a Bud Light, no point pretending. We settled into light conversation, and Emily announced to the table, "Ethan here manages boxes, real big shot stuff." I smiled, tried to explain my actual job. She cut in, "He watches people stack things." Melissa laughed. Bradley chuckled politely. Janelle gave me a look. She didn't think it was funny. I stared at my drink, warm now, heat building behind my ears. The kind that makes your eyes sting, but you don't blink. You refuse to let it show. I tried steering the conversation to something safe. "Anyone catch the Bengals game last week?" Jake nodded, talking about the defense. Mid-sentence, Emily grabbed the bread basket, slapped a piece on her plate, and said loudly, "Babe, no one wants to hear you break down football. This isn't a man cave." Silence. Jake stirred his wine. Melissa bit her lip. Bradley looked like he wanted to vanish. I muttered, "I'll get some air," and stood. As I did, Emily smirked. "Try not to embarrass the waiter on your way out." That hurt, not the insult, but the effortlessness, like she enjoyed tearing me down. Outside, the chilly March breeze cut through the parking lot. I leaned against the brick wall, breathing slowly, staring at the starless sky. 10 minutes later, Janelle stepped out. "Hey, you okay?" She lit a cigarette, offered me one. I declined. "You don't deserve that," she said. What she said in there was low. I nodded. She exhaled smoke. "You're a good guy, Ethan. That much is obvious. I don't know what's going on with her." Her words stuck with me. "The way she talks to you, it says more about her than it does about you." I went back inside. They were ordering dessert. Emily didn't ask if I was okay. She just said, "Get the tiramisu, Ethan. It's the only thing here you don't butcher." That was the moment I decided our marriage was over. It didn't matter that we shared a mortgage or that I still wore the wedding band she'd picked. I was done being her punching bag. I smiled, a real one, and whispered just loud enough for her to hear, "You'll miss me when there's no one left to humiliate." She paused, stunned, but I was already calling for the check. That night didn't just open my eyes, it freed me. Once your dignity's been stripped by the person who should protect it, there's nothing left to defend. Only to reclaim. The exact moment I realized my marriage wasn't just broken, but sick, was a Tuesday night at 9:14 p.m. I remember the time because that's when everything flipped upside down. 4 days had passed since that disastrous dinner at Curibus. 4 days since Emily humiliated me in front of strangers, leaving me feeling like my pride had been skinned alive. Since then, we hadn't spoken much. I went to work, came home, ate alone. She barely looked up from her phone, slept with her back to me. No kiss, no good night, nothing. But that Tuesday night, something shifted. I was in the garage, changing spark plugs on her Ford Escape, grease on my hands when my phone buzzed. It was Janelle. Hey, you probably don't want to hear from me, but I need to tell you something about Emily. Then a second message, a screenshot of Emily's texts. Clear as day. Don't worry, he still has no idea. I'm just playing it cool till we figure things out. A reply from someone named B. You free Thursday? I'll get the room at the DoubleTree. The wrench clattered to the concrete. The DoubleTree, 5 miles from our house. She didn't even bother going across town. I messaged Janelle. Is this real? Her reply, yes. I've seen the messages, saw them hugging in a parking lot weeks ago. I didn't know how to tell you. That line gutted me. I didn't know how to tell you. I wiped my hands, walked inside, and stared at Emily on the couch. Blanket wrapped around her, TV on, scrolling her phone like our marriage wasn't already rubble. I didn't say a word, just watched. Watched her smile at her screen, sip wine, bite her nail the same way she did when lying about Target shopping sprees. I didn't ask who B was. I knew. Brandon Keller. Her old co-worker, now at corporate in Cincinnati. Married with kids. The smooth-talking guy with perfect hair and expensive shoes. Suddenly, it all connected. The girls' nights she came home tipsy from. The new perfume. The Saturday gym classes where she never broke a sweat. The digs that felt rehearsed. The fights she picked before family dinners so I'd stay home while she relaxed alone. I felt like an idiot, but I didn't explode. I observed. When she went to bed, I unlocked her iPad, passcode, her birthday. She'd deleted nothing. Months of texts. I wish I was in your arms. He's so predictable. Driving to you now. I sat in the dark kitchen, fist clenched on the counter. No tears, just rage. All those mornings I brought her coffee, thinking I was a good husband, while she texted him under my roof. The next day I called Sam, a buddy in IT. He helped me back up the text to a PDF. By Thursday, I had a 47-page file labeled Emily Keller log.pdf, printed 3 copies, one for my work locker, one for her pillow, one for Brandon's wife, Kara. I found her on Facebook. We met at Panera. She read 3 pages, then whispered. He said he was traveling for work. I nodded. Same lie, different homes. The damage was done, but now the lies were dead. As I walked to my truck, Emily texted, "Did you move my iPad?" I smiled. The house of cards was trembling, and I was just getting started. She came home to find a suitcase by the door and divorce papers on the counter. I didn't say a word. That night, I stopped being her backup plan, her punching bag, her safe choice. After meeting Kara at Panera, something inside me hardened permanently. Watching her flip through those pages of betrayal killed my last shred of hope. When she whispered, "He held our son with those hands the same night," I knew this wasn't just betrayal. It was rot. Shelby flipped through my folder and said, "We've got more than enough." I told her, "Make it clean, fast. I don't want her to see it coming." Her response, "Then we file, serve, and freeze accounts all in one morning." Wednesday at 6:15 a.m., I withdrew half our savings, not a penny more than my share, canceled the credit card she used for Uber Eats, removed her car from my insurance. By 9 a.m., the divorce was filed. I paid extra to have the papers served at the perfect moment. Thursday night, when she was getting ready for her girls' night, meaning Brandon, I heard her showering, playing Alicia Keys, getting dolled up in our house under the roof I paid for. I packed her purple weekend suitcase. Not dramatically, just efficiently. Her favorite heels, 3 dresses, that special perfume. Poured her expensive wine, left it beside the envelope containing the divorce papers, the texts, and a note. You played house with me and slept in someone else's bed. Now go play somewhere else. She emerged at 6:10, towel in hair, phone in hand. Her steps faltered when she saw the suitcase, the wine, the envelope. "What is this?" she asked. I kept scrolling on my phone. She opened it, went pale. "You're divorcing me?" Then she saw the screenshots. "You went through my messages?" I finally spoke. "I didn't go through anything. The truth found me." When she tried to protest, I stood, opened the door. "Your ride's coming. Don't keep Brandon waiting." The silence wasn't awkward, it was deafening. No lies left to spin. A gray Honda Civic pulled up, Brandon's car. "You told Kara?" she asked. I tilted my head. "What do you think?" She got in the car without another word. When I locked the door behind her, the silence wasn't loneliness. It was peace. That night, I ate pizza on the couch. No insults, no fake laughter, just freedom. 2 days later, Kara texted, "He's begging to come back." I replied, "Good. Let him explain everything to his mother over Sunday dinner." Emily's calls came Monday, angry, then pleading. One voicemail began, "I can't believe you'd betray me like this." I deleted it, grabbed a beer, and sat outside. The best revenge isn't revenge. It's removing yourself so completely that they're left alone with the echo of their choices. That's the silence they never recover from.